And we're live. We did
We
it.
are live. Hey,
Yeah, it's Monday. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already Monday. The weekend went by so fast.
I know it did.
But like I said, it's Monday. Time to kick off the beginning of the week. You guys, I'd like you to help me welcome my guest of the evening, Lisa Hoffman. How are you doing tonight, darling?
I am doing fabulous. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm so stoked.
Thank you for coming on. I was telling Christopher, who, by the way, guys, connected us, because he's in the film also as your co-star
Right.
for the film Brazen Impact, which we're going to talk about here later on. I lost my train of thought for a second.
Don't
I
worry,
started
that
talking.
happens to me a lot.
Yes. Oh, sorry. That's what I was going to say. Thank you. No, but I'm super excited because I haven't had a female on here in so long. No offense to
Really?
the guys. You're all really dope. I enjoy talking to you guys and bullshitting. It's lots of fun, and I appreciate the work that you guys do. Sometimes it's nice to have a lady on here. So thank you, Christopher, for helping me get a lady on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Christopher. Yeah, this is cool. I was really excited when he told me about it.
Yeah, I was too. He's like, hey, you wanna maybe like try out? I was like, yes, come on, let's do this. Come on, let's do it now. I don't care that it's not horror. Let's do this. So
He's quite a character, too. Yeah.
he is. He's super talented. I like him a lot. Hello,
Mm.
Steven. Thanks for joining. Steven Jordan.
Hey, Steven.
Now, tonight we're going to be talking about you, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming film that you're in with Christopher Inlow called Brazen Impact. If you don't mind, I'd like to, maybe let's get to know you first. How did you become a model and an actress? Like, what got you into that?
Well, it's a wild story. So, everybody has their little dreams when they're like little kids about, being this and that. And I always wanted to be in the entertainment industry ever since I was little. Like, I loved the Bionic Woman, Wonder Woman, I was like, I want to do that. And but life took me in a different direction, and I started a family very young. And so, all the things that I wanted to do, I just kind of like pushed to the side. And, I was married and had a family and raised my kids, but that passion in my heart never died. And it was 2018. I've been in real estate for like 24 years.
Oh,
That's like
wow.
my main background. And the company that I had worked for, the office shut down. So we all got laid off. It was right around Halloween of 2018.
Oh,
So I
dang.
was like, I know, yeah. I was like, well, I could either get another job in real estate and just keep moving forward, or take a break from it all and kind of go into the creative side of myself. So that's what I've done. And I mean, when I was younger, I've done hair shows. I did some modeling when I was like in my 30s. Um, I would sneak in some shoots when I was married. And but really, I just said, you know what? I'm going to create a social media platform because I didn't have one. I just had a basic personal account with my family and friends. And so I basically created my Facebook platform like a resume. And so I just, posted everything, all the projects that I had ever done. And I said, I'm just going to throw myself out there and see what comes back, right? I'm like, can't hurt. And so I started off doing some little gigs and like being extras on the sets, and then it started to lead into more things. And I wanted to show my followers and my audience that like there's a lot of layers to me. So what I would do is I would just do impromptu stuff, and I would just like sit there and think of something like, okay, well, what could I do now? So there was one, it was called The Accused, and it was like I was being accused of murder. And I actually literally like had a black eye and fat lip and all that. And I did a little like monologue of the scene that I wanted to show everybody that I can be rough. I mean, it was really rough. I was like dropping F-bombs. And so I did that. I did Adrenaline Junkie, a character named Giselle, who was just like an addict. She was like an adrenaline junkie, basically, and which is in a way kind of like myself. I just love, adrenaline rush, anything that gets me pumped up, like I'm there. Um, and so I noticed when I was doing that, other people would, say, well, huh, I'd start getting calls and stuff like that, like, you would be good at, at this or that. And so that's how it all started. And it just kind of started blowing up. And I mean, I've been on some really cool projects. We did a music video for an artist. Her name is Ariana Saeed, and she's like the Madonna of Afghanistan, but she lives in London. But basically, the video was about stopping abuse against women and children, and they were looking for a woman, with my kind of look, whatever, and that was a really cool production, and I'll never forget that. And that went global. That thing got like 5 million hits, and
Wow.
she's got a lot of followers. Yeah, she's and she was on set, and she was so humble, and it was really cool to meet her and her fiance. And when I was doing my performance, I was like on the sand, and I had like my daughter over me who was dead, and I had to really get into to my character. She gave me a standing ovation, and she was just like, wow. She was like, that is exactly what I wanted, that kind of vibe from my video. And she's like, thank you so much. And we still keep in touch. And she's amazing because like she's huge, but she's very humble. And and then there's Deborah Atkinson. She's a fitness guru. That's how it all really started. I answered an ad on, of all places, Craigslist, and yeah, and she was on a book tour. She had published her third book about "You Still Got It, Girl," and she was looking for a model to do like a few drills with her on the morning show in Washington D.C. So I answered, and I sent her some body shots and headshots, and she really took a liking to me. And then we got on the phone, and we're trying to get to know each other. And I was next thing you know, I'm on the live show in the morning in Washington D.C. And she said to me, you know what? She was like, you are a natural in front of the camera. She's like, you need to be in front of the camera. And I was like, you know, and I kind of just kept that in my mind the whole time. And she's been following me ever since. And she's like, right now with this film, she's like, I told you. She's like, keep going. So she's been a really good supportive person to me. So yeah. And
That's awesome.
it just keeps I mean, it's just unbelievable. And now with Brazen Impact, I've got a few directors that are interested, and so it just all depends on the scripts, what are they about, and we'll go from there. But yeah.
That's an awesome story. That almost sounds like the plot to um like an 80s movie where it's like, the girl gets discovered kind of deal. Like she's working hard in a small town kind of deal, and like she just stands above everybody else. She's like, you right there, come forward.
Yeah, and it's funny because I read this book. I'm going to show you. It's called The Last Arrow. And
Okay.
basically it just says, before you die, live the life you were born to live. And like when you're on your deathbed, just have no regrets, do whatever you want to do, because we only get one shot, right? So,
Absolutely.
and I believe it's good to challenge yourself, to take yourself out of the comfort zone,
Mhm.
because trust me, this is a really hard business to be in. you get a lot of no's and a lot of criticism, and you got to have some thick skin. But, I just say go for it, just
Absolutely.
do it.
Make it count. Just make it
Yeah,
count. Because, like you said, we only get one shot. So,
right,
and on top of,
exactly.
we're not guaranteed tomorrow either. So, just
Right.
do it.
Yep.
We got a couple of comments and hellos here. We got Susie Salinas, uh, Fernie Gonzalez. What's up, Richard? Hey, Dan. Richard, you are silly. You are silly. He says, I modeled in my 30s too, but I got asked to leave the store. So I
Oh,
love
man.
Richard. He always has great jokes. So,
Hey, Richard.
oh, and Steve Jordan says that's because if the person might not fit the vision. Oh,
Right.
for the criticism and whatnot. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It all depends on what the director is looking for. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not even really about you. It's just what they are looking for. They
Yeah.
might want a blonde or a redhead or brunette. So you
Yeah.
really you can't take it personal.
Right. Right. Hello, Robert. He says, you don't know what life will bring until you throw yourself out there. Absolutely. Because, like you said, you've got to push yourself, because pushing yourself is how you grow.
Right.
So, no one wants to just be stuck under a rock.
Right. And I believe truly, instead of running away from your fears, run to them. Face your fears, conquer your fears. And I'll be honest with you, with Brazen Impact, now this is my first feature film because I've done a lot of short indie films,
Mhm.
but this is my first feature film. So, I was a little like, I was getting out of my comfort zone. But I was like, you know what? I gave him my word and I'm going to execute it and follow through. And it's been a blast. It really has.
Well, congratulations on it being your first feature. That's
Thank
really
you.
awesome. It
Thank
has to
you.
be super exciting too.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I was just like doing the happy dance. I was like, yeah.
so let's talk about Brazen Impact. Let's talk about your character and what the film's about because I'm intrigued. I want to know because you're the photo you sent me, which sorry we're covering it right now, but it'll be on
Yeah,
the main when you guys click on it later.
right.
It's a pretty cool photo. It kind of gives me some feels of nostalgia there. And then I know before we spoke, you threw some stuff out there too.
Yeah. So my character is Bridget, and she's like the cool, calm, collective personality. She likes to negotiate. Um, whereas my partner Eddie is more of the hothead and ready just to like pull the trigger. And he always seems to leave the scenes with a threat. So between the two of our qualities, we kind of balance each other out. And the chemistry that we have, I had never met him before this film. And I mean, right off the bat, we had just hit it off. And our chemistry is so good. And I think it shows that on film. And we have a lot of fun on the set. And we have really worked really hard on this film. We take our jobs very seriously and we have rehearsed a lot with each other via Zoom. We've even went out and met at parks and physically we're together. And so we were just like we were ready, you know, because we want this to be a badass film. This is we want it to be something.
Yeah, so you guys have this kind of good cop, bad cop kind of deal going
Yeah.
to the film's not finished yet, right? Like
Right.
you guys still have a little bit of time to go.
Right. We have a 5 week break. Well, I have a 5 week break, and then we resume shooting back at the end of June, and then so the film should be wrapped up June or July.
Right.
Um, and the trailer, from what I'm understanding, is going to be released in the fall, and the film itself will be released springtime of next year.
Oh wow. Isn't that crazy
Yeah.
how all that works? Like I don't think a lot of people think of that when, they watch a movie, like how much time it could really take from start to getting out for you guys to see kind of deal. It's phew.
Well, and the director, Mark Byrne, I mean, he really just, I mean, he was moving because right when COVID hit, I mean, he already had like I think 35 or 45% of the film done. So, you
Oh,
know, and then I wanted to hold off, because of COVID and everything. And of course, everybody, all production was like, on hold.
yeah.
So finally, when we got the go ahead, I was like so ready because I had been in like hibernation for like a year. And, I was busy just studying my lines and just really getting into my character. So I kept making jokes to my parents saying, my name's not Lisa, it's Bridget. So they're like, okay, Bridget.
That's
But
cool. You like
yeah,
really like a way to really get into it and get other people involved to help keep you maintain that to go on.
right.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I love it. Oh, got a couple more comments. Ron, he says, "What if your fear is a huge amount of bullets? Run towards your fears. You just got to run towards your fears. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
be okay."
Yeah.
Robert says, "I'm an actor at the Factory of Terror and I'm working on my own stuff." That's cool. That's cool. I gotta
Wow.
check that out. And
Awesome.
Christopher Inlow, hello, darling. Thank you for joining and thank you for the connect. I appreciate it.
Hey,
He says,
Eddie.
Lisa, um, Lisa, but I think we mean Bridget. You deserve the publicity. Yes, you both do. You do too.
Yes, he
So
does.
Austin says, what's the film coming in late? We're talking about Brazen Impact, which is not out yet. It's still in the works, but we're talking about it to get it out there a little bit more and to help Miss Lisa get out there a little bit more. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Thank you for joining, by the way. And hello, Miguel. Thanks for joining as well.
Thank you for
Uh,
joining, everybody.
yeah, I know. We got a good amount of viewers right now. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you
I,
so much.
how many do we got? I can't tell.
It says 16 right now. So,
Okay, cool. All right,
yeah,
16. Yeah.
more than I'm used to. So, yay. Because
All
I've been on
right.
the Facebook for the past month. I've been on ban, so I haven't been able to come on the Facebook. You're actually my first show back on Facebook. So,
Okay, cool.
I
Glad to
gotta
be
get
here.
people up there. I'm glad to have you, darling.
Thank you.
Uh, Ron says, so what happens if you tell your parents to call you Bridget and your birthday hit and they write you a birthday check for Bridget instead of Lisa?
Well, actually, it didn't happen. I just actually had a birthday in April 25th, and that didn't happen. So it's all good.
Happy
It's all
belated
good.
birthday. And I'm
Thank
glad they
you.
didn't have to rewrite a check. So,
Yeah.
um, oh, now we got another question. Richard wants to know, so if Lisa does something, it was actually Bridget. I think there's a movie about that. Like, no, it wasn't me. It was Bridget. I didn't do it. Bridget did
Right.
it.
Blame it on Bridget.
I'm gonna get you a shirt that says that. Blame it on Bridget.
Right. That'd be
Oh,
cool.
so what was because I'm interested, what was the audition process like for this film?
Well, so I really got to give credit to Matt Burns. And I don't know if he's watching or maybe he'll see the replay. But I met Matt Burns on a set when we did The Mountaineer. And we hit it off really well. And I remember he said to me, I'm going to put you in a movie. And I thought, yeah, right. You know how people talk. But
Yeah.
he held his word, and we immediately became friends on social media, and we were following each other, and he was seeing all the things that I was pumping out. I can be funny, I can be rough, I can be dramatic. I mean, if you go on my wall, I mean, there were so many crazy things that I had wigs on. I'm like smoking cigarettes and smoking weed. I was like so many different characters. Then I even had skits with like my puppets. I'm into like puppets. It was some
Nice.
whacked out stuff. And so And I think I had done a couple things that were kind of like, that would fit like a cop's role. And so when this movie came about, Mark was like, I mean, Matt, I keep getting Matt and Mark, because their last names Byrne and then Burns. And then it's Mark and Matt. So it's like, but anyway,
Damn.
yeah, yeah. But Matt Burns called me up and he said, "Hey," he said, "would you like to be in a movie?" And I was like, "Oh heck yeah!" I'm like, "What kind of movie?" And he's like, "A crime thriller." And I was like, "Ooh!" I'm like, "I'm liking this." So he started to tell me a little bit about it, and I had never met the director, Mark Byrne. So then I got connected with him, and we had like a Zoom meeting, and just to try to get to know each other and all that. And Christopher and I, we wanted to know, like, what was our character's history? Were we ever like involved at one point, or are we, just like new to the team? What's the deal? So we could kind of get a vibe off of one another, and have that chemistry on film. So, like I said, I got to give credit to Matt Burns, because if it wasn't for him mentioning me to Mark Byrne, then I would never be in this film. And so Mark Byrne took a look at my stuff, and he obviously liked it, and so he cast me, and here we are.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. Is
yeah.
this what's been your favorite type of character to play so far?
Um, Honestly, this one, because, and it's funny because on set, people are asking me, like, were you ever a cop? Because, like, you just totally have that demeanor and, like, that attitude. And, so it's been, like, I've been having a blast. I love it. Um, but yeah, but back to Brazen Impact. It's basically, the tagline for the film is cops, criminals, choices, and then consequences. And it's basically, the stories about, the choices that some various cops make, and criminals, and, the repercussions of those actions. So, um, there's some influences on this film. There is Elmore Leonard. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. He's a writer, and of course Scorsese. We all know him, and then Tarantino, which I'm a huge Tarantino fan, and that's what also drew me to this script, because it had that kind of vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to reinforce, Mark's not trying to copy Tarantino at all. He's doing something completely different, but he wants to stay true to the crime genre. Um, but he's doing something that he's never done before, because his past movies have been like horror films.
Mm-hmm.
He did do a crime feature film, but it was a black and white noir,
Nice.
some years ago. So this is his first color crime movie. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah.
I want to see the noir one. I like seeing the newer takes on the old noir. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's called Taste of Desperation. Yeah.
Ooh,
I've seen it. It's a good film.
that's cool. Yeah, I'm writing it down right now because I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to check that
you
out
need to
later.
check it out. Mhm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Got some more comments. Christopher says again, they told me Lisa Hoffman was the lead, and I said, sign me up.
Oh, he's a
That's
sweetheart.
sweet. Um, yeah, so lost my train of thought again because I was thinking how nice that was that you said that about her. That's so nice.
He is a
um,
sweetheart.
there he is. And just in case you guys are curious, the Facebook link for observe absurd Absurd Production Pictures is in the link below, so you guys can check out Brazen Impact and the process or the progress that they have going right now for the film. Like she said, it probably won't be released until spring of next year, so they still got a little bit to go. You guys got some entertainment until you get to the movie, um, as well as I hope you don't mind. I added your Facebook link on there as well
Yeah, that's
for
fine. That's
your
fine.
for your fans,
Yeah,
and
sure.
also, I'm sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And I also put Christopher Inlows in there as well, so you guys can check him out. It's our co-star. He's in the film as well. He's the one who connected us, so I felt I had to give him a little bit of credit too.
Absolutely.
uh, so I really appreciate it too. This has been nice. I like
Thank
having another
you.
lady on here because I don't have ladies too often on here.
I
So
wanted to say one more thing too. When the
sure.
premiere hits, Christopher and I will be signing autographs, and the money that we get, we're going to donate to St. Jude's Children's
Oh,
Hospital. Yeah.
that's awesome. You guys are gonna have to keep me up to date on that because I would love to
Okay.
help push that out there for you guys. So you guys can
Thank
get as
you.
much in donations as you can. That's awesome. I love
Thank you.
that.
Thank
Did you guys
you.
come up with that together, or is that something
Well,
that the film
it
is
was
doing?
Christopher's idea, and I'm like, you
Gosh.
know what? Anything to help people out, I'm there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love that. Do you have anything else that you wanted to share about the film that we might have missed?
Um,
Because I'm kind of space cadet and I miss things.
um, Not really. I mean, I think we pretty much covered it all.
For as
Yeah,
much as we can right now, huh?
right. Yeah. But it's they've picked some really great locations. I mean, we've been in West Virginia. Um, we were in Baltimore this past weekend. Um, I think they've been shooting out in Delaware, if I'm correct.
Wow. All
Yeah,
over the place.
yeah. And some really, I mean, when we were in West Virginia, they're really, really great spots. I mean, so I'm really anxious to see the final product, how it's all gonna play out.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
well, not me, but Mark's got some big names too. We've got um, Sharon Lentz Smith, or I'm probably butchering her name, um, or Sharon Smith. She has like Sharon Smith Lentz. I don't know if it's Sharon Smith Lentz or Sharon Lentz Smith, but she was from Dark Shadows, child
Oh,
actress. Yeah, so she's in this film, and there's some other big names that I can't release yet because they haven't been released yet. But yeah, there's gonna be some big time people in this film.
do you feel like you've forgotten anything that you've done already for the movie that you might be like, do you feel like you've forgotten that you've done something in the movie?
Um, no, no,
No?
no.
Okay. I'm just
Yeah,
curious. Sometimes I've excuse me, sometimes I've helped do films or I've been in films and then there's spacing in between it. And then I go and I see the project. I'm like, oh, I totally forgot that I did that. Or somebody will bring it up later, like weeks later, like, oh, remember when we were over here doing that? I was like, I totally forgot we did that.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm never gonna forget this experience because it's been great. I mean, the whole cast, the production company, all of it. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better team, and we all work so well together. It's like a family. It truly is. Yeah,
That's what I love about filming is that, you get together and you form this little, not necessarily an alliance, but like you get there, your little clique.
yeah,
And even if you don't see each other for a really long time, once
right,
you see each other again, you're like, oh my God, I miss you so much. And it's just all
right.
of it comes back. And it's like a long lost sister or brother that you haven't seen in like forever.
Right. Yeah, I know. Like Christopher and I were talking about how when this is over, we're gonna be like we're gonna miss everybody, because
Aw.
like we're so used to being together.
Yeah, that's always the sad part about like being done. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, thank God we're done because this was so much and I'm just so like I just want to see it now, but then it's like, oh, now I gotta leave everybody. It's like
Right.
quitting a job you really love or moving along from a job you really love. Like you miss
Right.
all your coworkers and all the people that work there.
Yeah.
Christopher says some weird dude tried to take our picture. What's that?
Oh yeah. So, oh my God. So we were in Baltimore on Saturday, and we were, shooting outdoors on this main street, and some dude just like was ranting and raving and saying, "Oh my God, it's you, it's you, it's you." He's like, "I just saw you on the sci-fi movie. Oh my God." And I was like, I'm gonna roll with this and like just let him make him happy for a few minutes. And he goes, "Was that you?" And I said, "Yeah, that was me." And he went, "Oh my God." He's like, "No way." And then Christopher's like, "I can't take her anywhere." And
Oh, I love it. He
it
started
was
playing
so
too.
funny, but this is the kicker here. So we did our scenes and I did what I needed to do. So I rolled out, and then apparently when they were all done and they were leaving to their cars, I don't know if he went and told his friends that like I was there. I don't know, but
Oh.
they all came out and were taking pictures of like Christopher and the director, and it was just crazy. And I wasn't even there. I was like, oh my god. I'm like,
That's
damn.
awesome though. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was wild.
So who did they think you were? Like, did they ever tell you like
Well,
what
he
movie or
he
anything?
he said, but I couldn't hear him because I mean, this street that we were on, these cars were just flying. I'm like, what is this, like a racetrack or something? But yeah, I wish I could know, like remember, or I couldn't hear him, but I was just like, yeah, thank you so much, and he was just like, oh my God. It was I wish I would have had that on video. That was comical.
Well, you made somebody's day, and I guess maybe they made your day too because they thought you were
Yeah. Yeah, I was just
pretty.
and Christopher's like, "Did you just tell him yes?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." I'm like, I'm going with it.
I'm an actress. That's what I do.
Right?
That's a great story. I love it, and you'll never forget that story. That's gonna be great.
No. Yeah.
Uh, Steve says traffic tends to be so loud it makes sense not to hear everything. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great story. I love
It
how you
was
guys went with it too.
it was so funny. Oh my God. And everybody, were kind of like coming out looking like, and one, a lot of people were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "We're making a film." And they were like, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah.
um but that always happens. I mean, when they see cameras and people doing dialogue, they're like, they're all like, "Ooh, I
Yeah.
want to see what's going on."
The
So,
curious creatures start coming out,
yeah,
swarming around you.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you guys, again, like I said, the links are in the description below for Lisa, Christopher Inlow, and for Absurd. I said it again, or said blah, blah, blah. I said it wrong again. Slow down and enunciate, Joe. Absurd production pictures in the link below. Click on it. You guys can keep up with Brazen Impact and the progress that they got going because they still got some more to shoot. And I've
Yeah.
got to have you and Christopher both on here together, and I gotta get some more of you guys on here. I want to see this movie. I like crime. I
Oh
love
man,
action movies. That's my
it's,
second favorite to horror. So
it is action packed. Oh yeah,
hell yeah, I'm excited. And thank
yeah,
you so much again for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. Uh, do you,
absolutely.
do you have any last words for our viewers tonight?
I would just say to anybody that's got passion or wants to do something, don't let fear stop you. Um, just I always have this mantra: see it, believe it, be it. That's my last words.
Very nice. I like it. I like it. Oh, thank you again, Lisa, for joining.
Thank
I really want to
you.
have you back on again. Even if Christopher doesn't come along, I want to have you back on again.
Thank you
So
so much. You were a
thank you.
blast.
Oh, thank you very much. And have fun with your filming. I know you got a couple
Thank
more
you.
weeks. You get to enjoy your fancy nails. I need to get mine done in a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
got my nails done, got my long nails back.
I love
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
All right, you guys, join me tomorrow night. We're gonna go over um, we're gonna have another mental health awareness episode tomorrow night. So if you guys are interested, please join me to help bring a little bit more awareness to mental health.
Okay.
And until then, hope you guys have nightmares about me. Good night.
Let's keep it creepy.
That's right. Keep it creepy.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
darling. Have a good night,
Bye.
guys.
You too.
Bye.